What is up, guys? What is up? What is up? What is up? What is up? All right, so let me get this going. So it's the Wizards and the Pacers. This is the play-in game. Whoever wins this game will be going to the eight, and they'll be facing the Sixers. So, yeah, we're about to. Actually, I'm about to watch this game. Um, And yeah, this is just my live reaction to it. It's on TNT. So, all right, let's get it. Let me do something on here too. Gonna add the live chat, the chat box too. All right. All right. And I'm going to try to check out as many playoff games as I can. All right. So Wizards and Pacers.
Hit team key players out, particularly Karis LeVert. That is a huge loss.
When go home.
Working in the paint through the double. Westbrook.
And let me put the link for you guys for the game.
And then decides to give it up. Hachimura with the angle shot.
Nice, Russ.
Westbrook with the rebound, try to go glass. And back come the Wizards.
Well, that's the problem with Russell Westbrook. Who do you put on him? Because Sabonis spinning back, misses that shot, the challenge by Len. Westbrook is a guard, yeah, but he also is like a front line guy because of his strength and athleticism.
All right, here's Malcolm Brogdon. He's back from injury prior to the game Tuesday night. He missed 10 in a row. Brogdon coming up off glass. And Bradley Beal, still bothered by that hamstring, but says he continues to manage it. Did not shoot well the other night, but at 25 points and all, a nice pass. Set it up beautifully.
You see the way that Washington opened up the floor. Even Len was out in the left-hand corner. Len can shoot the ball facing the basket.
Here's a runner by McDermott. Doug McDermott, who had a big game, particularly from three-point range the other night in that 144-117 victory over Charlotte. There's Beal.
That was bad pass.
But 1-on-3 and picked off by Sabonis.
Excellent defense by Sabonis. He showed as if he was going to stop the ball, and then with that fake, wound up getting back in the passing lane.
Jump hook off the mark. He took a shot to the side of the face. Westbrook pulls it up on Brogdon, trying to go glass. But
See who wins this game.
Now Brogdon going at Westbrook for the reverse. Beautiful move. So the Wizards with a 5-4 lead here in the early going.
Blow by too easy that time. Westbrook's got to keep the ball in front of him.
And Bradley Beal showing the touch. Hits the three.
You know, I keep saying it's too easy, but neither one of these teams is noted for their defense. And we see Brogdon step back, missing the three-point shot. Indiana's 25th in the league in giving up points. Washington is 30th in the league. So who's going to stop somebody?
Pass by Beal, broken up. Kept alive by Indiana. Sabonis getting it into the corner. And it is O'Shea Brissett, the second-year player out of Syracuse. His leg with the jump hook. Alex Len, a player that you know from your coaching days with the Ukrainian national team.
I coached the Ukrainian team for 4 straight summers, and Len was a guy that I was hoping to see the 3 go down that time. For assuming it was Brogdon that knocked that one down. I recruited Len hard and heavy to play for the national team. He just wasn't interested.
Len again. Maybe it was personality.
You think I may have turned him off?
And Brogdon able to take it to the hoop.
I like in this game, kind of like a tennis match, where you're looking to the left, then to the right, then to the left, then to the right, because these teams go up and down the floor trying to put points on the board.
And a foul is called, as I mentioned, the 3 previous games in regular season, which don't necessarily turn into what takes place in the playoff, are all extremely high scoring.
Alright. But yeah, we're going to see, whoever wins this game face the Sixers. I don't see either team getting the game. But we'll see. I mean, we'll see how everything will go when it comes to the series. Whoever wins. I expect Washington to win, but hey, I expected Washington to win the last game and they lost. So Washington's one of those teams where they're not bad, but they're not, great. So. Here. Hopefully this game is good. If it's a blowout, then yeah. I want to see some competition in this year. So.
All that matters in the playoffs on TNT is what you do next. We'll see what's about to happen next. The playoffs are a different level. It's all about that next shot, next stop, next opponent. Gotta play even more for next moment. If it's going to win, it's done. To be the next champion. The NBA playoffs begin Sunday. See what's about to happen next. Pacers and Wizards tied at 12 in this elimination game. As you look at Indiana head coach Nate Bjorkgren in his first season as head man of the Pacers, spent the last 2 years under Toronto head coach Nick Nurse, including the Raptors championship season. As Scott Brooks, head coach of the Wizards, 5th year with the Wizards, spent 7 years head coach of Oklahoma City, going to the finals in 2012 and lost to Miami, NBA coach of the year in 2010. Played in the NBA, spent 8 years as an NBA player, and spent some time with you, Mike.
He said that was a very long year for him when he was in Cleveland with us. But Scott would be the first one out in the gym every day, and then he was the champion of the 3-on-3 league after practice was over.
Oh, I recall that.
Wizards defense is just not that good.
So Indiana up by 2. Scott also a member of the 1994 Houston Rockets
Okay, Russ.
championship team. As Westbrook is able to hit on the drive, and we're tied at 14.
Scott Brooks is one of those players.
This is one of those games that Westbrook got to step up. If he loses this one,
He's another voice in the locker room trying to support what the coaches are trying to get across, what you need to do to get better, to win games, and those are special people to your roster.
Well, a good start here for Russell Westbrook, coming off the 6 for 18 on Tuesday night of a loss to the Celtics. And as we mentioned during the course of the game, did not look to be his usual fiery self, but he was just upset about the fact that he was not playing that well, as Brogdon is able to knock it down. A three-pointer from Malcolm Brogdon. Or was there a minor injury? He said he's been hit by all kinds of nicks and bruises.
jeez.
Neto coming up short.
We've seen a number of questionable shots by both teams thus far in the game.
Brogdon got the step. Sabonis reaching for it. Sabonis had him slapped away last touch by Washington.
We see Westbrook take the ball in between two defenders, his strength able to split it, and then watch when he finishes with his left hand. He left about 3 of those short last game on his way for 6 of 18 shooting. Tonight, he's elevating well, finishing well.
And Russell will take a seat.
This defense is just horrible for Washington.
Bertans, who just checked in, battling for that rebound along with Brett McDermott. McDermott put it home. Bertans, incidentally, usually a very good three-point shooter, 0 for 7 from downtown the other night. Hachimura able to hit. He was in early foul trouble on Tuesday night against the Celtics.
But during the regular season, he had terrific games, 25, 26 in 2 games against Indiana.
McDermott was turned back. Here's the set on the follow. Sabonis is right there. DeMarcus Sabonis. Miles Turner out the ring.
Hachimura with back-to-back three-pointers. Listen, this over-under at 240.
All right. The screen is buffering a little bit, but let me get it back. There we go. All right.
As he goes right at Gafford, who just checked in.
And the right arm went out a little bit. That might have been what the officials saw, and that's what they called the offensive foul.
Daniel Gafford, 6'11", 246 pounds, second-year man from Arkansas, came over from the Bulls and has played very well.
Okay.
In fact,
Nice
that
job.
is Gafford on the stuff.
I chuckled when Sabonis went down, was talking to Gafford, saying, like, you and I both know that wasn't an offensive foul, Gafford. I thought it was, really, gosh, but he did run me over.
McDermott off on a straightaway 3. This is Ish Smith, who had a 17-point game the other night. And Smith, as he made his move, step out of bounds.
Middle of the floor, wide open the way Washington sets up, and therefore no one is coming over from the weak side making rotations.
He did step out. Sabonis from deep, not able to hit now. Here's Smith moving it back. With that high dribble, able to penetrate.
I'll leave the link for it. The link is in the comments for the
He's
game.
had a terrific season. Oh, good touch by
It's for
McDermott.
free too. You don't need to pay
Doug
nothing.
McDermott has worked his way into the starting lineup with all the injuries suffered by the Pacers. He has averaged better than 16 points per game over the last month. Smith kicks it out.
Bertans? Nope.
Bertans again not able to hit from 3. McDermott off the fake. Sabonis and McDermott playing catch, and McDermott able to
Jeez,
throw it from
McDermott.
three.
He hasn't played that well since
McDermott
college.
has been a point getter his entire career. You get this guy an open look at the basket. He's a knockdown shooter in that starting lineup, being very productive for the Pacers.
7-year man out of Creighton is known as Doug McBuckets after leading the nation in scoring when he was at Creighton. Here's McConnell coming up short. And here are the Wizards. So this game is going at a pretty good pace. We talked about that earlier.
Wow,
Beal
shot.
on the reverse, and back they come, led by Sabonis. Here's Brissett. Ish Smith will bring it back the other way with just under 2 to go in this first quarter.
See how hard it is to get back in transition defense when you've got your center rebounding and bust out, leading the break, kind of like Charles Barkley used to do.
Oh, Charles would love to hear that as Beal put it home. Timeout taken. As this first quarter winds down, the WNBA just tipped off, incidentally, for their 25th season. If you haven't been watching, here's a word from Nike about what you've been missing out on.
All right, so close game in the first quarter. Hopefully it start having that competitive atmosphere. It's win or go home, and I'm sure that the Wizards want to go to the playoffs so they can get some momentum for next year. But Russ last game, he really disappointed a lot of people because a lot of people was like, okay, this was the game for Russ. Russ could go out and do what he needs to do, but he didn't do it. He didn't show up. The Wizards defensively was just not there. And, so, the Wizards are one of those teams where they're going to have to, show that they belong. What? Why are you giving me the car? But yeah, so Indiana, I didn't expect them to win last game. I thought that the Hornets was going to win because I thought the Hornets wanted to go to the playoffs, but they didn't even show up defensively. So the Pacers are one of those teams where they're always good and they're always competitive. Even though they don't got like a mega superstar, they got some players that plays pretty good. So and the Wizards. I think they're just young. They got Hachimura. They got, some young players. They may need some more key players for them to be like a top 5 or 4 team in the East. Russ and Beal, I don't know how long that's going to last. But when it comes to the team, the Wizards, they're going to be a contender this year. Well, next year, maybe, if they get the right pieces.
Get to play FanDuel's over-under game. Will Russell Westbrook have a triple-double? Yes. Yes, he will.
We'll see if he has a
Russell
triple-double.
so far has played 7 minutes. Was lifted early.
We'll see.
2 of 4 from the field.
Indiana's leading 27-26.
Indiana ball as we resume. Minute and a half to go in this Opening quarter off the turnover. There's Westbrook back on the floor, giving it up to Ish Smith and hits on the fadeaway.
When Russell Westbrook gets the ball, you have to run the floor as hard as you can because he's going to push it that fast. If you want a shot, make him see you as an outlet.
Edwin Sumner, four-year man out of Xavier, had a good one the other night. He's checked in for the Pacers. And as Russell made the move, he was hit by McConnell. TJ McConnell's been such an important player for Indiana. In fact, he is second in the NBA in steals per game. Jimmy Butler leading the league. In total steals, McConnell is number one. Final spot in the East up for grabs tonight, and one of these two teams will earn the right to compete for the crowd. You can watch the NBA playoffs starting Saturday on ABC, ESPN, TNT, and NBA TV. Pacers over the limit. Wizards have a foul to give. 3-point Washington lead. Shot clock down to just a couple of seconds. Gafford with the rebound for the Wizards.
The Tons did a pretty good job of keeping the ball in front of him and then challenged it right at the end.
Here's Smith, and he is fouled by Sumner. Edmund Sumner, originally a second-round pick of the Pelicans, and then was traded to Indiana, played some of the G League, and was eventually signed to a 3-year contract. So Ish Smith at the line with Chuck and Kenny are celebrating the NBA play-in tournament by giving away over $25 million in risk-free bets and free fantasy bonuses nightly during FanDuel's Play-In Palooza. Head to FanDuel to participate in the Play-In Palooza now through May the 21st. 3-point Washington lead. Sumner hands to McConnell. McConnell steady.
Ooh,
Gets it over to Sabonis.
that was a nice pass.
And the foul.
This is a tough catch right here. Rolling to the basket, in traffic. McConnell drops
Yeah,
off
that
at
was
the
a nice
last
pass by
second.
McConnell.
Sabonis able to catch it and finish it. And an opportunity right there, getting fouled for the three-point play.
Foul committed by Gafford, his second. He also in foul trouble the other night against the Celtics. Sabonis not able to complete the three-point play. So 14 seconds on the clock remaining in this first quarter. Westbrook setting it up. Final seconds of the quarter. Here is Westbrook. Lost it. And that's the end of one. Capital One Arena with 5,300 allowed in tonight. One quarter in the books. The NBA on TNT is presented by State Farm.
But yeah, the Wizards are going to be a team, that's going to be tough to beat this year. Well, next year, my bad. But yeah.